All right, we're live. Hello, everybody. It's Sharon and Sarah here from Content Sparks. And today we've got a really special topic we're going to talk about, which is very timely for this time of the year. We're already in the end of October, and it's time to set goals for next year if you haven't already, which I would guess that most people haven't, unless I'm unique in that, which I'm probably but in the meantime, please, if you're here, post in the comments your name, where you're from, and whether you've set your goals yet for the year. All right. And then we're just going to hop on. We're actually in 3 places today. I'm actually checking over on, oh, yeah, it's coming up. This is the first time that we've also multi-streamed to LinkedIn. So for anyone that's looking to do that, if you're watching over on Facebook or YouTube, let me know and I'll tell you how I managed it, if it works.
And it's currently working.
It's currently working. All right. So I'm keeping an eye on the comments. I'm in StreamYard and hopefully I will see them or Sarah will see them. All right. Sarah's my right hand. If you don't already know her, she's currently on my left
side.
Actually, you're on my right in my view. Either way. So let's talk about goal setting. So we have a new course. It's called Goal Setting Masterclass. Hey, Nettie. Nettie's here watching over on YouTube from the UK. Good to see you. And so goal setting. The new course we've got goes through a few different things, and we're going to give you an overview today, looking and a look inside the materials. And remember, the materials are things that in our white label programs are things you can learn from, set your own goals, get some experience with that, and then teach it to your own audience. All right. That's what the white label means. So in this particular course, it takes you really carefully, step by step through the high level, mindset of goal setting, making sure you're in the right mindset. It goes through some fundamentals, which I'll open up and take a look at. And then there are 2 goal setting models. There's the SMART goal setting model, which I think a lot of you have already heard of. And then a 90-day goal setting process as well. Or setting 90-day goals. So that's a little bit different. You could use the 2 together. And then goals are useless unless you take action, right? So there's a whole module on breaking down those goals into your tasks and subtasks and stuff. So there's 2 main sections to the course: the goal setting part, the action taking part.
Oh.
All right. So I can head right over there and open it up so we can
please.
Look. I'm going to share my screen. This is just the page where it has all the details and you can kind of read through. You can see the course roadmap, editable, and a module overview for each one of the modules. But let me just go back to, I'm going to open up the folder with materials. You're going to ask, I'm not going to open the cheat sheet first. I'm going to open something else. Sorry, Sarah. Actually, is it okay with you if I just open up the slideshow first?
What? Slides? Oh, go on then.
So you get a full thing of instructor materials. And this is going to be the easiest way for me to show you the concepts in the course, okay? So let me make this a little more visible. All right. Can you see that?
Yep. Perfect.
All right. You see there's instructor notes under each that you get. So, it's unbranded. So there's places for you to brand when you teach it yourself. And there's a roadmap through the course. So when you go through it, there's the module, an introductory module, setting goals for success, that has the mindset elements. There's the actual setting of goals. I mentioned fundamentals, SMART, and a 4-step 90-day model, and then achieving your goals through actions. So I want to I'm not going to go through all the learning objectives. There's action steps after each. So there's some reasons people don't, the challenges they face, right? And I bet a lot of these are going to be familiar to you. So goals are too broad, timeframes are unreasonable, you don't have the motivation, that's a big factor, don't take enough action, lack accountability. And a nice model it goes through is what it's called the pyramid of achievement. So you have to remember that the goals you set are part of a wider business context. So you think of it like a pyramid. Let me make this bigger still.
I like that.
Yeah, you've seen
Yeah,
this?
I like that a lot. I've not seen this before.
Yeah, you have your vision, how you see the end result, your goal, what you want to
Mhm.
achieve, and that's the vision. We're not doing all vision stuff in here. That's a whole different course exercise to go through. But there's your goal, and then there's the tasks, what you need to do to achieve it, and then your specific action steps, your specific tasks. All right. Has anyone else seen this before? If you have, just stick it in the comments as well. I'd love to know. And then, so you have to organize and think about your goals that way. And then you need to think about your mindset, getting the right mindset before you go through the goals. And there's 10 steps you have to commit to. So this is in the course as well. Drawing a line under the past and starting fresh, deciding this time you'll achieve your goals. Once you've set a goal, see it through. So this has to be in your mindset. Prepare to do whatever it takes to achieve it. Make sure your goals excite you. And I'm going to show you another thing in a second that's important to think about. Believe in yourself, commit to becoming better every day, be prepared to step outside your comfort zone. We have a whole course on that. Learn from the things that didn't work out and don't give up. Persistence pays. So those are all the mindset things you're going to go through in the course. And then there's the doing a reality check, right? And the fundamental thing, so there's some practical prep you need to do, thinking about your industry, and the fundamentals, which is in the next module, the whole module on setting your inspiring goals, the first lesson on fundamentals.
So that's really good. If you've got somebody who's never done any kind of goal setting before, going through the fundamentals helps them get the first couple of goals right, because quite often people have these. If I said goal setting to my children, they'd just look at me like I was insane. If I said it to my mum, she would also look at me like I was insane. My dad's an entrepreneur, and if I said goal setting to him, he'd just laugh. And so you're going to be careful who you talk about to your goals, because family and the people you're immediately surrounded with often don't understand the whole concept of goal settings. It's just an alien concept to them. They may call it something else. So just understanding the fundamentals in a bit more detail yourself means you don't have to pick your dad up off the bench when he's fell off of it laughing. And, and you can say to your children, look, it's important to set goals because it helps you measure your progress and get you to where you want to be. But if you can't explain it to them, they can't support you. And of course, fundamentals of goal setting are not taught at school. You're meant to sort of pick it up by osmosis, walking down the streets.
Right. And there was a study, I can't remember exactly when, but with Harvard Business Review, where they looked at people who graduated and people who wrote down their goals versus the people who didn't, and then the success rate. And the people who had written down goals when they graduated had a far, far higher success rate than those
I
who
think
didn't.
it was something like 95%, wasn't it? It was huge.
And they set down very specific goals. So this isn't a New Year's resolution. This isn't, though that should be a SMART goal too. You should have that in there. SMART meaning the model.
Hello, Alice.
Hi, Alice. Alice is here. Alice, Miriam, good to see you. So the thing I was going to show in here in the positive, in the fundamentals was the 3 Ps, which is interesting. I've actually seen it before as a model for goal setting, but it isn't. It's more of a fundamental when you get into actually setting them. So your goals should be positive, right? Express what you want to happen, not what you want to avoid. Personal. So that's the motivation part. So that if you put it into the first person and the outcomes for yourself, that makes it personal. And present tense. So if you articulate it as if it's already happened, it's much more motivating also, and you internalize it. So these are 3 of the fundamentals. And I talked about writing it down. There's some reasons to write it down. It helps you clarify, shows commitment, helps planning. And there was that study, the Harvard Business Review, or the graduates, the people who actually wrote it down, had that higher success rate. And I mentioned before about the motivation check. The goal has to motivate you. And actually in this course, there's, in the expansion pack, there's a quiz that you could actually do as kind of a bonus for people. So you should always look at your goals and say, is it positive? Is it personal in the present? Rate it as how motivated am I to do it? So, and then there are different goal areas. So I'm going to skip over this part of the course right now. And if you decide to teach this yourself, you can see how I'm kind of skimming through certain things. You can pick out different pieces and just focus on those. For instance, you might only want to talk about the SMART goal setting model and the 90-day one, or just the 90-day one, or you could even just talk, even though I said that 3 Ps is not a goal setting model, you could just use those for a quick high level goal setting. So SMART, I think most of you have probably seen this before. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. All right. So I'm not going to go through that. I think you can see this pretty much anywhere, but the materials are here for you to be able to go through and learn and then teach as well. But these are all going to be important for any goal that you set, whether it's losing weight or getting more customers or building your following on social media, whatever it is, if it's decorating your house, if it's buying a new house. I know, Sarah, you're going through it.
The nightmare of it all.
So this doesn't have to just be for business. I know we were talking about, not understanding it as business, but you could adjust this course also to be for personals and life aspirations and goals. So this will go through each of them. Specific outcomes, measurable, achievable, relevant. I'm not going to go through each because I know people want me to open up the materials as well to see what you get. So
hurry up and move on to the cheat sheet. Come on.
Oh, I want to just skim through. Sorry. I want to go through the inspiring goals. I want to just look at the 4-step 90-day one, because this is a way to get to see results quickly. A lot of people set a goal that's for the whole year. So the time is a year, but you can get results in 90 days. And they talk about that with behavior change too, that it takes 3 months to change a behavior. So the 90 days is a good period of time for seeing results. And there's the 4 steps in here are picking your goal area, and there are examples, eliminating the things that are going to have the least impact. It says to your business, we're talking about business because that's our primary audience. Our customers' primary audience is business owners and entrepreneurs, but you could adjust this to your life. And then writing your goal, nice, short, snappy statement, and checking your motivation. So again, think about the motivation, think about personal and present, and what was the other P again? Positive. Very important.
When you say 3 Ps, I think of Charmed and the Power of 3 and the witches. So, I'm going to have to reprogram 3 Ps in my head. Alice just says Sarah does love a cheat sheet and a planner. Yes, I totally do.
Okay, I will show those. I will show you because there's some great ideas on using that too, and great ideas on using one of the other things, the self-assessment. You said 3 Ps. I was thinking of 4 Ps. 4 P's of marketing, product, promotion, packaging, positioning, all that fun stuff. So, and then you set a deadline. So the only other thing I want to quickly show you here in the course is the action. So there are 3 things in there. There's task identification. So you have tasks and subtasks. Then you have action steps. And then there are some other tips in here. So this is kind of like a project planning process almost, only you're applying it to your goals. Most people have a really tough time laying out exactly what they need to do to achieve a goal or what's in a project. But if you break it down from the high level all the way down, smaller and smaller, you'll be able to do that. And actually the bonus planner has a lot on that. All right, I promise I'll just skip over the rest and we can go into, you want to see the cheat sheet, you said?
Of course, love me a cheat sheet.
So the cheat sheet I've mentioned before is really just like an overview of each module. You'll see it's in bullet point and there's the action steps at the end. So some of them are just a couple pages, some of them are more depending on the length of the module. And what I would do with this is make whatever edits you want. Say if you're not doing it as business, you could make it a life goal thing. And then break it up into individual PDFs because those make really useful handouts and references for people. Because I know a lot of you, if you're doing if you want to get this course up really quickly, since people want to set their goals now, take the slides, do your edits, and break them up into little mini videos. And then have the cheat sheet going with each one, that and your worksheets, which I do have to show as well. I'm sorry. You have to see those.
So we'll see the worksheets as well.
Yeah. So a minimum viable course would be either lives, which is the quickest way to do it using the slides, or a video. If you can just talk through, do it in bite-sized pieces. The cheat sheet. So they have a summary because a lot of people just want to read through and they don't want to watch the video again to find the information. And whatever worksheet goes with that particular module or lesson. That to me is a minimum viable course that you can easily get up. You can get it up in a weekend, Sarah. I know you will.
I got one out last night. I knocked out a course. It was around doing Black Friday deals. And I just, instead of doing the slides and all of that, I just talked on the screen, got the transcript up, put the transcript into Google Docs, converted Google Docs into slides, and then stuck the slides over the top of me talking. It was wonderful.
Yeah, see, you can do it. And if Sarah can do it, anyone can do it once you've had as much practice. Of course, you've done hundreds of them, but still, you just get faster and faster. Yep. Alice said she saw it on your site already. Yeah, but she didn't tell you she did it in one evening, right? So that's
all husky voiced and everything. No excuses. It was just, hey, this is Sarah in my super sexy voice today.
It sounds great. So you want to have an action guide. You want to have worksheets to go with each thing when you're teaching, especially with goal setting, because remember, writing it down, you remember it, you're committed to it. So there's an action guide that's going to walk through each of the different action steps in the module, in each module, each lesson. So there's places to write stuff down. There's the mindset stuff. But what's different about this course is there are a lot of things where you write it down separately in a separate worksheet. So you'll see that there's a SMART template. This is for turning a regular goal into a SMART goal. It's you won't be able to see it as well in here, but basically you write down a goal and you divide it up. You look at how to make it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, and then you change it into a SMART goal. So there's places in there to do that. That's a nice handout. This one I love for setting goals worksheet. So this would actually be a great lead magnet too. We were just discussing this before. This is for, you can use this to set some short-term goals right now and still make them smart. So you have in the worksheet, people choose a goal, 3 goals, say for the next week or the next 3 weeks. And then they write them down as SMART. So they specify each one. And then asking, when am I going to achieve it? When I achieve it, what am I going to see? So this helps with the motivation. When I achieve it, what will I hear? How will I feel? That really helps people internalize it. And then they rewrite them to make them really inspiring. And then there's some reflection afterwards. So this is set up to be for 1 week, 3 goals for a week. So I could definitely see this as a lead magnet, not just a handout in the course. Yeah.
I can see this being duplicated and turned into a book and being sold on Amazon. Yeah, the action guides at Content Sparks are always brilliant, Alice. And yeah, the worksheets as well. There's a lot of work that goes into making them so that your students get really good results. It's not just about delivering the content and then letting people get on with it. It's about helping them make the steps and choosing the goals, because you can tell them how to choose the goals, but if they're not writing anything down and if they're not talking about it and thinking about it, they're never going to make any goals. So the action guides and the worksheets are brilliant ways for your students to really deeply engage with the content.
Sorry, I beeped.
You beeped.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the reactions on our live, and one of them, Marty Marsh, is sad, and I'm wondering why you're sad, Marty. So, I mean, you didn't set your goals. You can't hear us. I don't know. Make sure you click play.
Talk to us, Marty.
Tell us what's wrong. Or are you trying to watch on LinkedIn and it's not working, which is also
could be that.
What were you saying? You would set this up as a book?
I'd take things, because this is a week. So I'd duplicate it. So I'd have week 1 to 52 and set it up as a book.
Okay.
So you come for the unboxing and you get all of this, actually turn it into another product if you need.
Actually, that would be a great thing with the journal. So you could even use that as a template, the journal. So is this a good time to open up the launch bonus?
Oh, go on then. The dog's behind me, so you know she's going to come in and start barking and say, "Gosh, Mum, look at that. I want it." So you've all been warned.
You can also use the 90-day worksheet and put that in that same book. So you can have them do the 7 days, right? And then and do those first, and then do a 90-day, and then give them the journal as well. Yeah. So that's another idea, because this is a few pages where they're picking their 90-day goal. And all right. And there are a couple other things in here. There's a planner in Excel. So this is useful too. I would typically do something like this in Asana, because that's how I plan out all my projects. But a lot of people just like a good old-fashioned spreadsheet. And so you can use this and just add in. You keep it really focused and just add in extra rows if need be. So you can give this to people, your students, to do their 90-day planning, or have them lay out maybe the top level here for their 90 days and then go detail it even more in a tool like Asana or Trello. You like Trello.
Not anymore. Not since they changed it. We fell out.
Oh, Alice said, yep, you like spreadsheets. Yep.
And this is a good thing, isn't it? You've got your course and everything, and as a bonus, you can show them how to do the Goal Setting Masterclass planner, and you can record how you do goals using this spreadsheet. So it's a fantastic, like, here's a little extra, but here's a little video of me and how to do it. Yeah, Plutio is awesome.
I've never used that one.
Oh, that's how I manage all my minions. I'd die without Plutio.
Oh, somebody asked about the URL for the course. URL for the course is contentsparks.com/goal-setting. All right. or you can just go to contentsparks.com and you'll see. So if you want to go through the course or teach it, head over there. Okay. Goal-setting, especially during the launch when it's a lot cheaper. Where was I? More comments, minions. So yeah, you can use something like Plutio. We use Asana. Some people still use Basecamp. I hated Basecamp, but I find with Asana, the free version is enough for me and my team, plenty. And they have a board view now as well, so you can put it as a board view. So there's that too. So what else? And then you can go through the achievement checklist at the end where you actually review. So this all is laid out. There's references in the action guide. And then if you get this during the launch, will open up the 90-day journal. I'm not going to look at the expansion pack yet, but there's a great assessment, self-assessment in there that you could use. It could be another good lead magnet. It's a motivation check. There's quizzes, there's sales copy for your page, all that fun stuff. So the journal is something that you could also sell, or it's a great companion to the course. All right. So this can be a bonus that you give to people. So you could, depending on how you're delivering the course and what you're charging for it, you can get this printed somewhere like, what's the name of the site, Sarah?
Docs Direct.
Docs Direct, where all you have to do is do your branding on this, put your bio and all that fun stuff in, your call to action and stuff, print it as a physical journal, and then send it to your students. It doesn't cost that much to mail stuff still, depending on where you're sending it to. Just be careful about if your students are on the other side of the world. Make sure you charge accordingly for your course so that you can cover your mailing costs. Or you can sell it as a separate product on somewhere like KDP, and we give a cover in the right dimensions for KDP. But there's instructions on here on what to do. This is 268 pages.
That's a meaty journal.
It's a very meaty journal. And this is just a launch bonus. You can't buy this. It just comes with the course in the next few days.
You've got your stuff on somebody's desk all of the time. You got to have that.
Wait. I have to go back. You have to show that. Pick it up and show that again. Next level content. So this is an example of what you can do using KDP, Docs Direct, and you can see sort of what it'll look like. And if you send this to people, that they're going to have it sitting on their desk with your name on it and a picture on the back and your bio and your website, all that stuff. And yeah, that's just magic for remembering people. Forget social media. That's just, lots
for other people. But when you send it out to people, you find you start getting tagged on Instagram and Facebook with, oh, look, my planner's arrived. And then you have other people say, oh, have I got a planner coming? And they all get excited and start really getting excited about the course, all because you've sent them a planner in the post. So
I'm just saying, Jimmy asked, can you mention those sites again? Please and thank you. So I said it's Kindle Direct Publishing. That's part of Amazon. It actually is KDP. So you were right about that, KDP, right? And the other site is Docs. Sarah, can you grab the link to each of those? One is Docs Direct and the other is Kindle Direct Publishing, but I think it is actually KDP, Amazon KDP. All right, so Kindle Direct Publishing. All right, so just stick those in. Hey, Shari, or Cherie. It's Cherie. I think I forgot.
I can't stick them in. I've not got that access on StreamYard. It doesn't like me. It's Docs, DOX, direct.com. And
not with a .co.uk?
No, it's a .com.
Okay, I put that in. All right, so you should be able to see that. You probably can't see it. You can't see it on LinkedIn. if you're there, but you can see it. You can see it on YouTube or Facebook, hopefully.
Mhm.
All right. So Docs Direct, and what's the KDP URL?
kdp.amazon.com.
Okay. So that you can see as well. I think I put that in. All right. You have to set up an account on Amazon and go through the author stuff and all that stuff. So if you want to sell it that as a physical product, you can do it on somewhere like that. If you want to just create a physical planner, a physical journal to send to students, you can just do it on Docs Direct. I found it was easier and cheaper because I wanted to send to a few people. And the whole rigmarole of setting up the template and everything else on Amazon is just a lot more steps, which you need to do if you want to sell it. But Docs Direct, you just make it look nice in a PDF, upload it to them. And even though they were in the UK and I was sending to the US, it was still cheaper. So I definitely like that. Alice loves KDP. I know, Sarah, you have a whole bunch. So this journal is going to be really useful.
Docs Direct one. It's got a
spiral bound.
Spiral bound. And Lulu is where else you get a spiral bound for. So
yeah, it's really nice.
That's a Docs Direct one. So I'll just compare them, put them together. That's an Amazon one, and it's a glossy, really feels nice. And this is Docs Direct. You can have glossy, but I actually chose to have the silky effect. There's a matte effect, a glossy effect. This is sort of polished paper, really smooth and shiny. So you do get lots of different effects, and yeah, it's good.
Can you do the spiral on KDP?
Not currently. Some people are able to do hardbacks, but I'm not currently one of those able to do hardbacks.
Well, for a journal, I like the spiral if you're just going to send it to people, because it's just easier to flip it. If you have a bound one, you end up breaking the spine in order to be opening it, especially with something larger.
That's why a hardback one would be quite good, because it's I forget what they call it, but it's sort of sewn in, and you can open it out and lay it flat. But you can also do that on Docs Direct. You can have flat lay, so you can open it out, and if you want it perfectly flat with no spine breaking, then that's good.
Yeah, maybe they'll get there eventually. You could probably sell it on. Can you do it on? What's the other site where you do branding that begins with a Z? I'm just zoning out on it now.
I don't know.
Where you can do, where a lot of people do T-shirts and mugs.
Zazzle?
Yes, Zazzle. Can you do it on Zazzle?
Don't know. Sherry is saying Docs more for the UK, Vistaprint maybe if you're in the US. Docs deliver worldwide.
Yeah, I found Docs was cheaper for what I wanted. I looked at both, and Vistaprint I think was more expensive and a little bit more aggro to get it printed. So I actually did do the UK Docs and sent it to the US. I think if you buy a certain amount, the shipping was cheaper. It was not that bad at all. No.
Yeah. I think it was 2, wasn't it? You had to buy 2. It wasn't as if you had to buy 50.
Yeah, something like it wasn't that many. I think maybe Vistaprint needed a lot more. So definitely do your research depending on what you want. So journal. This is the launch bonus. So you can easily do this as a separate one or as a companion, because it goes through. I made sure that we did the high level overview of what's involved in the goal setting and making your goals SMART and all of that. And you can see it's in, we give it in letter size and A4 size. So if you're in the UK, you can do that. Letter size in the US, probably the only place that does letter size, 8.5 by 11. But it goes through each one. So they set their goals, and it sort of lines up with the course. They decide on their actions, and then they do their overview. They have all the note the calendar on a high level monthly for each 3 months, a weekly overview. Each day they go through everything, then they can flip back and do a week review. So for each week, they'll be able to go back and look at their overview and their review. And that goes all the way through the whole 90 days. And then at the very end, let's see if I can get there. Hello,
Yeah, the dog's barking. She wants you to hurry up with this.
All right. I'm going. Sorry, Bones. I'm working on it. What am I up to? 80. There's a lot of pages in here because obviously 90 days. So then when they're all done, they go through a goal review, ask some questions. What could you have done differently? And there's places for notes. And then at the very end, there's a nice little call to action for your course. And if you're doing this on something like Amazon, KDP, then or Docs, you can do a back cover that has all your information and stuff, and you can do a little call to action there. So, or you could do a QR code, couldn't you?
You could. You don't have to keep it at the back. You can move it up the front if you want, or you could put it intermittently through your planner. I have never done that. Mine's always been at the back. You're not limited to keeping it because it's so easy to duplicate the slide once you've done it. You can place it, like I say, intermittently through the thing, and you can have it right at the front if you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, the US has to be difficult. Feet, inches, I don't understand all this metric stuff. The size of the journal.
Say different, not difficult.
Or just never able to change. My comfort zone is inches and feet and miles. So Tanisha, yeah, the size of the journal, like I said, it comes in 2 sizes, A4 and letter, so because we have customers all over the world. So you have either, whatever you need in there. All right, so that is just the launch bonus. That's just until Wednesday, next Wednesday, that you can get that with the main course. All right. I mentioned, is there anything else you want to see before we close this up? And remember, if anyone has questions, please just pop them in the comments. And remember, you can also get an overview of the course with some screenshots, contentsparks.com/goal-setting. All right. And you can also see on there the course roadmap. So the setting the goals, you do the inspiring goals with the motivation check and the fundamental, and then there's the fundamentals. Sorry, in the inspiring goals, you have the fundamentals where you have those 3 P's that are the positive, personal, and present about your goals. And you have the SMART, the 4-step 90-day model, and then the whole model on actually achieving your goals, breaking it down, tasks, subtasks, actions, so that you actually, the goal setting is not just an exercise in futility. You're actually going to achieve your goals. So that is the URL. What did you want
to open up the sales page copy, Sharon?
Okay. So I mentioned there's a self-motivation quiz in the expansion pack. This is in addition to the course, so it's not essential, but it's really high value. And the motivation quiz can also be another lead magnet that you can set up. It's doc. You can set it up in an online quiz format. Give people a spreadsheet. Alice, you said, I think it was Alice, you said you like spreadsheets. That's there. There's quizzes for the end of each module that you can also set up if you're using an online course platform. Just set them up in there. That's the easiest way. And then the sales page copy you love. And there are placeholders in here. That's the most important thing to see. So there's text to get you started, and there's placeholders to guide you on what you're actually going to say in your sales page.
So we can all have this course, and our sales pages will all be unique to us as individuals and as unique as possible to our audiences. So don't sit there and think, oh gosh, you know, we're all excited about this and we've all got the same thing. It's very, very easy to customize and personalize and make it our own. Are we going to see this goal achievement checklist then?
Well, I just want to reiterate or emphasize what you said, which is if you want to sell this course, you know, so rebrand it, edit it, put your name on it, all of that, and teach it and sell it. A lot of people do use standard templates for sales pages that come with a course. You can definitely use a template in a page builder, like we use Lead Pages and Thrive Architect. But don't use something that somebody else has already done, or it really will not sell. It really won't. And I know you want to make as much from this as possible and build your business. So this is helping people, but also building your business at the same time. All right. So yeah, you want you to see back in the main course. So in with the action guide are all the worksheets. And that last one is for you to look back afterwards, after you've done your goal setting after a period of time, and do a little bit of assessment. So, you know, this is the sort of course where you want to deliver it over time to a certain extent. You know, people don't want to spend 3 months setting their goals. So it isn't that sort of course where you're going to drip feed it over 3 months. That just doesn't make sense. They want to set their goals, but you can come back to them, can have it in there, but then revisit and reconnect with your students and give them this goal achievement checklist where you have them go through, you know, did you achieve it? What got in your way? What have you learned? What's changed? All those different sorts of questions. And then go back, you're reconnecting with people so you can help them further with setting their goals again. So this is a great way to open up a conversation with your students again, a little period of time after you've done the course, and give them more help, whether it's coaching or going through the course again, or maybe one of the reasons they didn't achieve their goals is they didn't know enough about a certain marketing tactic, and you happen to have a course on that. You know, maybe they just had difficulty with building their list or building their audience on social media. You then have the opportunity to help them further so that they can achieve their goal. So I just thought of that.
It's a great opportunity to help your students get to where they want to be. It's not about just, here's your course, bye, I've got your money, see you later. It's about helping people get the results.
And actually what did we do as the suggestion? So after you add the course to your cart, you come onto a page that's suggestions. So there's that expansion pack I talked about. There's a bonus that goes if you get both. And one of the suggested courses we added in as special is on how to create your marketing plan. So this is a nice companion piece with goal setting if people are ready to go in more depth on the marketing side. So say they've set specific goals that are related to marketing, you can also teach them in more depth. This is a larger program, the marketing plan one, how to create that marketing plan, which even has the 4 Ps in there that we talked about before. At least I think it does. I haven't looked at it as well. You can get all the details on that if you just click on the link, and it will open up a whole sales page. And
this is a really great program, by the way.
You have your marketing goal, and this is in line with the course because it talks about SMART marketing goals. So, but there's a SWOT analysis and understanding the 4 Ps of marketing. So it does line up. We try and keep the courses to go together, to both be able to be standalone and work with other ones. So make sure the stuff is in alignment, but we do try and do that as much as possible. And then make sure it's in alignment with anything else that you're teaching or selling. And that, there's that URL one more time, because then we're going to have to wrap up in a second. Anything else you want to be able to see before we close up? Any questions anyone has that are left? Just post them. If you're on Facebook, I can definitely see the comments and questions. That's probably the easiest place. Like I said, this is the first time we've been able to do this on LinkedIn too. So I will keep an eye out for any comments there. You can also, if you have questions, send them to show. support@contentsparks.com. So that's a great place to send your questions. All right. And then either Fiona goes through that. Fiona is on our support desk. She's really quick to answer questions, and anything that she can't answer, she sends over to me and I help her. What I can't answer, I send to Sarah, and she says, I'm at Ninjas right now, and I'll get the girls are all at martial arts.
I just can't believe how many times lately I've had to say I'm at Ninjas right now, because we had the whole of the pandemic where we didn't go anywhere. We were training in our kitchen diner, and now it just seems I just live in the dojo with Kevin and with the girls, and they were training, I think it was Sunday morning, and I'm trying to eat my breakfast, and the two of them are just throwing each other and doing something called hip throws. So one of them's throwing the other one 25 times, and then they swap over. And I'm trying to eat my breakfast, and I'm like, couldn't you do this in the garden? Like, don't have to look at it. Looked at it a long time.
Now, they are good examples of goal setting.
Oh, yeah.
Girls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not business, but they're very specific. Are they both black belts?
Brown belts.
Brown belts.
They were due to be black belts last year, but pandemic got in the way, disrupted their training. So it will hopefully be June next year that they're able to do their gradings. And they start competing again next year because, again, with the pandemic, no competitions. And they need the competitions so they can compete up against other people, because when you're in the same class, you get used to people doing it the same way all of the time. So you need competitions to hone your skills. Yes. So am I allowed to say go and get goal setting, or am I going to be thrown off of LinkedIn?
I have no idea. I'm hoping we were helpful enough to everyone with ideas for the course. Bones seems to appreciate it. Definitely let us know if there are questions. So goal setting, go and get that now, because I know that people are ready to do that right away. You want to do this as your minimum viable course. So use the bare bones, and then you can add to it later. Remember, you want to get something up quickly. People should be setting their goals right now. And then, and Nettie, you can add it to other things you've done. Like
that would be magnificent.
Coaching. That's a really great idea. It's part of the certification. Really great idea. Alice, glad it was helpful as well. And again, let us know if you have questions. I'm going to sign off now. Okay. Take care, everybody. Have a terrific day. We'll talk soon.